The haunted VHS tape. Dust motes danced in the single ray of sunlight piercing the attic's gloom. The air hung thick with the scent of decay and forgotten memories. We coughed, waving away the dust as we navigated through stacks of discarded furniture and forgotten relics. The creaking floorboards beneath our feet added to the sense of foreboding, the house itself groaning as if alive, aware of our presence. It was Liam who found it, tucked away in a cobweb-draped box beneath a pile of moth-eaten blankets. A VHS tape, its plastic case yellowed with age, its label simply reading, "Watch me." A chill snaked down my spine. I felt an inexplicable tug, a pull to the tape like it was calling to me. But I resisted. There had to be something wrong with it, something bad, but the allure of the unknown was too strong. Liam, the ever-curious one, picked it up, holding it with a mix of fascination and unease. "What's the worst that could happen?" he muttered, though we all knew this was a dangerous question. We lugged the ancient television from the garage, its screen cracked and dusty, and set it up in the middle of the room, as though the ritual of the moment demanded a certain reverence. The VCR whirred to life, a mechanical groan echoing in the otherwise silent house. With trembling hands I slid the worn tape into the machine. A collective breath was held. The image flickered and the air around us seemed to grow heavier, laden with tension, as if the house itself was holding its breath. The screen flickered, static hissing like a disturbed serpent. Then an image materialized, a grainy black and white figure, its face obscured by shadow. Its voice, distorted and guttural, filled the room, reverberating through the walls. "You who watch, you who dare to witness, you are marked," the figure rasped, its words laced with a promise of impending doom. A wave of nausea washed over me, but it wasn't just the distortion of the voice. There was something wrong about it, a deep, primal wrongness that reached into my chest and gripped my heart. The room grew impossibly cold, the temperature plummeting as if a glacier had taken root in our living room. The lights flickered erratically, casting dancing shadows that seemed to writhe with a life of their own, as if they were aware of us, watching us, waiting for us to make the wrong move. Then, the shadows seemed to pulse with a malevolent energy. The television screen went black, plunging us into absolute nothingness. The darkness was suffocating, pressing in on us, consuming us. We felt ourselves falling, not in the literal sense, but like our very souls were being pulled through a vortex. A sensation of falling, of being sucked into an endless void overwhelmed us. We were no longer in the living room. A chilling wind howled through the corridors, carrying the scent of mildew and despair. I could taste the rot in the air, feel the heavy weight of forgotten horrors pressing against my skin. We stood in a vast, echoing hall, the air thick with an oppressive dread that seemed to swallow every sound. The mansion loomed around us, a labyrinth of shadows and secrets. The walls were unnaturally tall, their surfaces slick and smooth, like the flesh of some ancient creature. Doors led to nowhere, and staircases spiraled into inky blackness. The house, if it could even be called that, was a twisted mockery of architecture. We were trapped, prisoners in a nightmare made real. Our deepest fears manifested in every darkened corner, and our minds seemed to warp with every passing moment. A disembodied voice echoed through the halls, a cold whisper that slithered into our ears. It was almost like it was in our heads, feeding us riddles, cryptic and maddening. Answer correctly and you may leave. Fail and you'll be consumed by the darkness forever. The air grew heavy as the voice faded, and a chill that had nothing to do with the temperature seeped deep into my bones. The mansion had begun to watch us. We had become its playthings, and it knew our every weakness. The riddles began, each more cryptic than the last. Liam, ever the historian, took the first one head-on, his brow furrowing as he muttered under his breath, piecing together the clues. But the mansion was merciless. It preyed on us, not just testing our intellect, but tearing at the fabric of our sanity. The riddles grew more twisted, each answer feeling like it led us deeper into madness. With each riddle, the house shifted. The walls seemed to breathe, shifting ever so slightly, as if the house itself was alive and growing hungrier by the second. I found myself questioning what was real, my thoughts, the sounds, the shadows. My own reflection in the mirror warped, staring back at me with eyes that weren't my own, and a face twisted with terror. We had to confront our individual demons, our anxieties laid bare in this haunted prison. The mansion knew us. It played on our fears, exploiting every flaw, every past mistake. Sarah was the first to break. She had always been the strongest of us, but here, in this place of despair, her mind shattered. She screamed, clutching her chest as a figure materialized before her, the specter of her late mother, accusing her of abandoning her in her final days. Liam and I tried to calm her, but the specter of guilt was too much. We couldn't help her, not fully. It was then that I realized the mansion didn't just want us to solve riddles, it wanted to consume us. The answers were nothing more than illusions designed to torment, to break us. The final riddle arrived, and it was the most challenging. The paradox before us twisted the very fabric of our reality. It asked something impossible, something that seemed to have no answer at all. Our minds raced in desperation, the tension in the air palpable. Every second felt like an eternity, and yet we knew the mansion was waiting, watching, hungry for our failure. Then, Sarah saw it, a subtle clue hidden within the riddle's wording. It wasn't just a trick, it was a key to unlocking the mansion's grip on us. She spoke the answer aloud, her voice trembling but resolute. The mansion trembled in response. The walls groaned in agony, cracks spiderwebbing across the ceiling. The very foundations of the house began to crumble, and a deafening roar filled the air. We were thrown back, flung through the air by an unseen force, helpless against the violence of the mansion's collapse. When we awoke, we were back in the living room. The VHS tape lay on the floor, blank and lifeless. The television screen was dark, the room silent save for our ragged breathing. We had escaped, but the experience had changed us forever. Liam retrieved the tape, his face pale and drawn. Without a word, he carried it outside and tossed it into the roaring flames of the bonfire. We watched it burn, the flames licking the sky, but the relief was short-lived. The mansion's grip had not loosened entirely. The nightmares began soon after. That night as we lay in bed, the sounds of the house creaked and groaned. I thought I saw a shadow in the corner of my room, a fleeting image just outside of my line of sight of the same figure that had haunted the video, the one who had warned us. Our pact was clear, never speak of what had happened, but as time passed, the memories grew sharper, more vivid. We couldn't escape it, not entirely. Even now, months later, I sometimes hear the faintest whisper from the depths of the night. You are marked. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to comment, thumbs up, subscribe, and click the bell for notifications.